What's going on, y'all? This is your boy Kev coming to you with another video. We talking about the NBA Saturday night primetime game last night between the Celtics and the Rockets. The potential NBA Finals preview went down as a 123-120 win for the home team, the Rockets. Of course, this comes after their first meeting earlier in the season where Houston blew a 26-point lead to Boston in Boston. And Al Horford got the game-winning, I think it was like a jumper or a jump hook or something. And then Marcus Smart got two offensive fouls, drew two offensive fouls on James Harden for the implosion, for the peak of the implosion as the Celtics won 99-98. But again, Rockets get revenge with a 123-120 win tonight. Last night. Pretty tightly contested game throughout. There was no lead that really got too big or too small. Celtics were up by 6 with about 6 minutes remaining. Houston, revved it up defensively. They got some key steals, and then they got some big buckets, in particularly by Trevor Ariza. He had a couple big threes, especially like the last 2 minutes or so. He had about 5 points that were really necessary. He had a big steal. Chris Paul had a big steal. Was that Kyrie Irving? He tried to intentionally miss 2 free throw shots. One he actually made, and the other one he didn't hit the rim, so it was a violation because the Rockets stormed back to take the lead, and they were down like 3 or so, and with like about 5 seconds left the first time. Yeah, that was when he actually makes it, and there was a 1-point lead. They foul again. Well, I think they fouled Harden. He makes both free throws. No, I'm sorry. They foul Paul the first time. Paul makes the 2 free throws, and then they go back down. Irving draws another foul. He tries to hit the free throws. Couldn't hit the free throws. He hit the first, and he tried to intentionally miss the second, but he missed the rim. Violation. Harden hits 2 free throws, 123-120, and then was about 2 seconds left. Celtics tried a home run ball, and it gets to Smart, and Smart gets to Smart on the other side of the court. Smart throws up a prayer, and it was almost answered. It goes off the top of goes off the front of the rim. He almost tied it up right there, but again, 123-120. Houston gets the win. They extend their winning streak to 15 games. They're the first team they're the only team with 2 separate 13-game winning streaks. They had a 13-game winning streak earlier in the season. They have a 15-game winning streak now, and then with the next win, they can tie the Celtics for the longest win streak in the season with 16. We're gonna start off with a little stats. We're gonna start with the Celtics first. Kyrie Irving and Greg Monroe actually led the Celtics with 18 apiece. Greg Monroe off the bench really did good. He had 6 rebounds. Irving, he didn't shoot well. He was 6 of 17 from the field, 2 of 7 from 3. Only had 1 assist. That's my thing about Kyrie. He's done, but he's did better. He's had better assist numbers this year. I'm just saying, in those really tight games, man, Kyrie turns into Cleveland Kyrie, where he just wants to shoot. It comes back to bite you sometime. Actually, I read it wrong. I'm sorry. Marcus Morris, who came off the bench, actually led the Celtics with 21 points. And he was the one that had 4 rebounds, 1 assist. Kyrie actually had 6 assists and 3 rebounds. I'm sorry, Kyrie. But again, yeah, you get in a tight game, you do go back to that Cleveland Kyrie where you just shoot, and you basically shoot your steam out the game. Sorry. I need to get a new pair of glasses. Rozier had 17. I mean, really great scoring from the Celtics bench, man. Again, Morris with 21, Monroe with 18, Rozier with 17. The starters, Tatum only had 12. Brown only had, what was it? He only had 8. Horford only had 10. You know, the bench really picked it up for the Celtics, though, because the starters were struggling. They couldn't really get a lot going. Eric Gordon actually led the Rockets with 29 points. He was 7 of 11 from 3-point range. 6th man of the year last year. I mean, if it ain't for the performance of Lou Williams this year for the Clippers, I mean, Eric Gordon probably would get another 6th man of the year award. The dude is just playing lights out. Of course, the runaway MVP right now, the Beard, James Harden, 26 points, 7 rebounds, 10 assists. Another great game from him. Chris Paul, 15 points, 7 assists on the night. I mean, a real team effort. And then, of course, again, Ariza, like I say, had 5 big points in the last 2 minutes of the game. Had a couple big steals. He had 3 total steals in the game. But yeah, big win for the Rockets. They stay in first place in the West. Boston, 2nd place in the East right now. Raptors, they're looking all right, you know. But you know, I mean, we seen this movie before. I mean, they look good in terms of in the regular season, but once they face a LeBron in the playoffs. Hey, speaking of LeBron, I'm going to get to them in another video coming up very soon. I forgot to mention Clint Capella. He only had 8 points, but he had 17 rebounds, 14 defensively. I don't know what's turning. I don't know what happens. I don't know what happened, but that dude's becoming a real marquee player. He's the third. He's more of the third guy in Houston in a big 3 for Houston than Trevor Ariza is. I mean, Ariza he's been out with injury this year, but I mean when Capella has played, when Harden, Capella, and Paul have all played in the same game, I think they've only got like 1 or 2 losses. I mean, Capella's been huge this year. And heck, to be honest, if it's not for the performance of Victor Oladipo in Indiana, I mean, Capella could easily win Most Improved Player. I mean, in my opinion, he's been cool. He's been cool over the last couple of years, but I mean, his performance now is just like, man, to be probably the 3rd best option on your team after. I mean, he was probably 2nd or 3rd guy with just Harden there, but I guess Chris Paul, probably one of the masters of pick and roll and lobs and stuff, over his career. But yeah, I mean, Clint Capella, I mean, he's performed exceptionally well this year. But that's gonna do it for this video, man. Again, Rockets win 123 to 120. Great game, potential NBA Finals preview. Let me know what y'all thought. I appreciate y'all watching, and I'm going to see y'all in the next video.